Would you take a look at that, guys? Palantir's up over 8% on the day as every index in the stock market, in the U.S. stock market that is exploding, and a lot of stocks, most of them on my watch list, are moving, guys. So you guessed it, we have to break down Palantir, the charts. What I'm doing, as now we're in the mid-high 80s again, I want to cover where I see this thing going in the short term. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and guys, get your 30 stocks from Moomoo. Open up your account using that link down below. Deposit at least $100. You get 5 stocks. Deposit at least $2,000. Get this, you get 25 more stocks, and your uninvested cash now will earn up to 8.1% APY, guys. It's a no-brainer, so use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive into it. So it is about 2 p.m. East Coast time right now, guys, and we are ripping across the board. The S&P's up, for example, 1.7%. The Dow's up 1.3%. The Russell and the NASDAQ, they're each up over 2%. And Palantir is up 8.3%, and we've been ripping all day, guys. This thing opened up at $82, $82.50, and it ran all the way to $85.70 in the first 10 minutes of trading, and then we got to about $86.75, saw a bit of a pull down, and look at the strength here in the stock, guys. We got the pull down, and buyers came in at a higher low and, pushed this thing even higher. And on the 5-day, 5-minute, guess what? We just hit a fresh high on the week. This is great news. We took out the highs from yesterday and the day before, which I think yesterday we opened up at about 83.80. The day before, we hit 84.50, so we broke out of those levels, which is awesome. And do you guys remember the inverse head and shoulders that we called out in my video? I believe that was yesterday. Well, that is starting to play out. You guys see it right here. We have the left shoulder, boom, head's right here, and then the right shoulder is right here. This looks, if you ask me, very, very good. And now we're above the moving averages on the 1-hour chart for the first time in about a week. That's a good sign. And full disclosure, guys, I'm long this stock. I'm sure you know it. I own this stock at about $20 per share, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped about it. And the reality is, we're up 8%, but we're not fully breaking out yet until we, in my opinion, take out, 90 to 92, which was the high. I mean, that was the high for a couple of days. I mean, about 2-3 weeks, over the last 2-3 weeks. So it's a good sign we're popping out of the moving averages. We have an inverse head and shoulders, right? We're up over 8%. This is all nice, but we have to break out of this trend line I drew, and we must take out $90 to $92, which again is a big resistance from the last couple of weeks. And once we do that, if we do that, that's when we'll start to fully break out. And who knows where it could go from there, especially if the indexes start recovering as well. And guys, doesn't this chart look like a beauty? I mean, this looks great right now. We held a higher low here. We got a nice inverse head and shoulders breakout playing out off of the trend line, which you got to love it. And I mean, the uptrend's holding, is it not? I mean, this looks pretty good to me, and we're actually popping over the 50 SMA now with today's session on this 4-hour time frame, which can't complain there. And you guys can see now we pretty much have a wide open window to about $90 to $92, which is puts us right under this 180 moving average on the 4-hour chart. And that's where I think we're going to be playing in the very short term here. And if we're able to break that out again, that's where, things could get interesting. Let's just say that. That's where we could really start to take off here on PLTR in the short term. And that's where a lot of momentum traders might start to hop in on it, right? I think traders, day traders have obviously been in and out of this thing the last couple of weeks, but the momentum traders are probably gone right now. But once we start to see this thing take off out of there, that's when these momentum traders are going to start creeping back in. Cheers to that, guys. Let me get a sip of my coffee. By the way, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Make sure to, join that email list if you haven't done so already. I send out my top stocks for free every single week. That is linked down below. All right, so let me set my alert. I'll do one right now at, let's do one at $88. I'll stagger a couple alerts here. One at 88. I'll do another one at 90, and then I'll do another one at $92 per share. There we go. So those are 3 alerts, 88, 90, 92. And in my opinion, again, it's safe to say we'll break out if we start pushing the, low mid 90s. That's the breakout spot in my opinion here. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And another thing worth mentioning, I just realized here, look at this line. Let me draw this line out. We can see $86 where we're at now, and we're starting to break out of it. This was resistance a bunch of times. Here in the end of January, we hit it and got rejected momentarily, that is. And back in the middle end of December, also in early December, we hit 85, 86, got rejected. So the fact that we're starting to break out of those highs, that level from a couple months ago, big resistance, that's a very, very good sign. So yeah, that's how we're looking now, guys. And for me, I'm not buying more shares here. I'm not selling either. I'm just holding on to what I got. Let me know what you guys are doing, as always, in the comments down below. I'm very curious. And let me show you now some movers out there in the markets that are not named Palantir, because let me tell you, there are a lot of movers in the market today. It's one of those days. Airbnb is bouncing back, which it has to get back into this channel for me to consider it. But who knows? This could be the start of it, right? We're up 2.5% on Airbnb. Way oversold, in my opinion. Way oversold. We do arguably have a bullish divergence on this as well. So I think if we start recovering back to the mid-high 120s, back over 130 on Airbnb, that is where things could get real, right? That is where we could start taking off again on that. Adobe. The tickers look similar, guys. I looked at it and I was like, oh, Airbnb. No, Adobe, ADBE is the ticker. They reported earnings 2 days ago, I believe. And you guys know at this point, we covered them. They collapsed, right? And this stock has tanked each time they reported earnings the last 3 times. No joke. It's tanked, right? And now we're getting a rebound, a relief rally, which we called out. Not to toot my own horn, but we called it out, right? And now the $1 million question is, will this relief rally, continue, right? I think there's a decent chance, especially if these indexes continue to creep up next week. We might be trading in this window right here, which, we can see it's pretty clear. We're in this downtrending channel. We're oversold. If we get more momentum, guys, boom, we could start pushing back over 400. Low mid 400s is where we could be going. So those are a couple of names that are not named Palantir that I'm watching, and those are my thoughts on Palantir. So that's pretty much it. Hit the like button, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And before you click off this video, don't forget to get your 30 stocks for a Moo. Deposit at least $100. You get 5 stocks. Deposit at least $2,000. You get 25 more stocks. Using that link down below, by the way, and your uninvested cash will earn up to 8.1% APY. Guys, the clock's ticking. This deal is a no-brainer. Get on it. Use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/moo. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next video.